Some people
I have
just.
a question.
Sorry.
So you just told her like you wouldn't, if she was to say like drop everybody, drop all your stuff.
Sorry. Hold on. Yo, FTG, thank you for the gifted 50. We'll get the fit check in a sec. Go ahead.
She just said like if she was to say drop everybody for me, you just say you wouldn't do it, but you're saying like, but you also say you like being in a relationship. So I just need a little bit of clarity. Like I'm trying to figure out.
It's when I'm ready. So if she asks me to and I'm not ready, I'm not going to. Once I'm ready, if she wants to come along with that, then that's when it'll be on my terms, basically. It'll be on my terms. It's that simple.
Okay.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Some people are just down for a dickin'.
Yeah. That's the difference.
So,
when she asked me that, she said if she wants it, and it's like she doesn't determine that, I'll gatekeep my commitment.
Okay, so the gatekeeping of commitment, let me just say this. As somebody who is dating for marriage and has been since probably I was 18, I mean, my entire life, I feel like I encounter that more often, and my friends and I are women who are looking to get married, and it's guys that give BS answers like that. It's not the women who are out here, like I feel like the chat makes it seem like all women are like hoes and nobody wants to settle down or get married or live a traditional life.
Right.
I encounter way more men like that with that mindset than the opposite.
Wait, you encounter way more men?
Basically, like men who are like, I'll be ready when I'm ready, even though I'm 30 years old. Like I'm not going to get married.
Their Alan
Hold on just a sec.
donated $100.
No.
Lots of cognitive dissonance coming from this guy.
Do you have a response to Mr. Meatball?
Lots of cognitive dissonance. Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't completely deny that it's cognitive dissonance because, as I pointed out, I'm naturally a relationship guy. So this is kind of the route that I'm taking to ensure that I'm comfortable with myself.
Alex,
but as I said, I'm not going to stop dating women just because, I'm.
You did find like 1 in 1,000 of girls, though. Like you found a really great woman, and are you willing to risk that?
No, I'm holding on to her.
Yeah, but what if she was like, oh, like I want to get married, I want to be with you, and I only want to be with you. I've been loyal to you, but I don't want you to see other people. I don't want you to see other women.
Right.
Well,
like
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. We had a conversation recently, right? And I asked her if she felt that she deserved commitment because essentially when we first started dating, it was just us two. I was monogamous. I was exclusive. And she was sabotaging. She wasn't sure. She was insecure. She wasn't sure if this what she wanted. So I told her, I said, well, if you're going to sabotage, then I'm going to date other people. See, I didn't disclose that to y'all. It started off rocky. So I said, I'm going to date other people because you don't know if you actually want this. So when I communicated that to her and I went on about my business, she popped back up like, no, I do want this. I'm going to try. And I said, nah, I want to date other people. If you want to stick around and wait to see, that's what happened. So I didn't start off that way.
How long have you guys like been talking?
It's been almost 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been almost 3 years. That's why I said
How old is she?
She's been here. She's 26.
Get out.
She's been here. She's not going anywhere.
Because he's 30 and he's still like, I don't know what I want and I'm not ready to settle down, and she's getting close to that age where she's got to figure that out. She's wasting time with you. She could find a guy that wants to get married.
Yeah, but see, other guys ain't as dope as me, so it's difficult. That's what. You forget that. Yeah, y'all forget that. We're aware when girls don't want to date other guys. We're aware when we're him, the cream of the crop for them. So if she's willing to wait, it's because she feels that she can't find better, and maybe she can. But I'm willing to bet she can.
Thank you, FTG.
I don't think it's always that she can't find better. I think most of the time, us as women, we look at your potential. So most of the time, we're staying around because we see potential that you're going to get with us. You're going to get over yourselves, see what you really have, and then come back to us. So I think that's what it is more than we can't find anybody better. Because, like, if we was to go out on the street right now, we can find somebody. Like, that's not saying,
you can find a whole bunch of guys.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we can find somebody. So it's not like saying we can't find better. It's just saying, like, we want you. We want that potential, but you're not giving us that potential. So we're trying to hold on as long as we can until you give us that potential.
No, the potential is the reason that you stay.
Yeah.
And if you see progress, so if your boyfriend says, look, babe, I want to do this, I want to accomplish this, I want to accomplish this, and you see him accomplishing breadcrumbs, you see him getting breadcrumbs to where he's trying to get, that's going to make you even feel better. That's going to make you feel more better, right?
Because you're working towards
Exactly. You see it. You like,
But
oh my
you're
God,
not-
he's
but
doing it.
What you're saying is she wants you. You're telling her, nah, it's okay. I'm going to go find my other options. If you want to stay, you can stay. So she's staying in the hopes that you're going to come back to her.
That's her choice.
Which is like messed up.
But that's her choice, though.
Q, isn't it the case that a lot of women would rather be with like a really quality guy and share him than be in a relationship with a guy that they don't respect and that's weak or whatever?
I don't think anyone wants to share their man, though.
A lot
in
of
reality.
like, if the guy is high status enough, I think a lot of women would be prepared to share him.
Absolutely.
Really?
I mean,
I think
What is
not
high
women
status
who are
mean?
loyal and
Yeah, it
committed to
depends on
just
the
you,
woman.
though.
It doesn't have to be financial. It can be a myriad of things. It doesn't have to be financial. It could be financial. It can be the way he looks, the way he makes her feel, the way she feels about him. It's different elements that go into it. It's not a one size fits all type ordeal. It's multiple things.
And it sounds like
if you observe a lot of men, who are high status or high quality, they date multiple women, and as long as they're open and honest, some of those women are willing to accept that.
Okay, can I just ask something? If you know that she knows all of this about you and she's still willing to be with you, wouldn't that make you question her intelligence, and then therefore wouldn't that make her less attractive to you?
Not necessarily, because what you're missing is y'all are talking about my main, and the reason that I acknowledge she's my main. So I'm well aware of the loyalty and commitment that she's shown, which is why I'm saying when I'm ready to settle down, she's at the forefront of my mind. But it's a matter of me being willing to settle down. I want to make sure I can take care of her. I want to make sure I can provide for her. I want to make sure I can provide for our family.
And you don't want to cheat on her when you're married to
Yeah,
her,
and that won't happen. Like, I've never cheated. I've never committed infidelity. So
Yeah, but how are you going to reach that elite status of being able to provide for her and take care of her if you're spending all your money on all these side chicks?
Who said I was spending all my money? I just said it.
You don't have to spend money on side chicks.
I literally just said I only
Just
invest
say.
resources in one girl.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's the only girl. So that's what I said. When you asked about loyalty, I said there's sexual loyalty, and then with men, how we show loyalty, that's who we invest our time, energy, effort, resources, and finances into. So she gets way more than that. You don't see me out on dates with side chicks. I'll take her out anywhere. I'll go on vacation with her anywhere.
And it sounds like you would prefer her not to sleep with other people, or that might even be a deal breaker for you. Is that right?
Absolutely, because she can't do it. I know if she sleeps with another guy, I've lost her.
So I actually don't disagree with you as far as the consent part of it, which is that if she consents to you being with other people and consents to her being monogamous to you, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If it's a mutually consensual relationship between two people, you don't always have to have the same rules for each other, and that can go either way for anything, right? Mm-hmm. The only concern I would have, I guess, is she staying with you out of insecurity? And if she doesn't have all her things together, because it sounds like at the beginning when you left, she was like, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm getting the details wrong, but it sounds like you left and then she's like, no, I want you back, and I'm willing to put up with you being with other people because I like you so much. So that gives me the vibe of someone who's a little bit insecure and maybe a little bit unsure of other partners that she can find.
You're saying she's insecure.
Yeah, I reinforce her ability to get other men, though.
Thank you, FTG.
I reinforce her. I positively affirm her ability to get other men.
So just finish my thought. Sorry. So
I'm sorry.
To finish my thought. So I guess what I would be concerned about is if she is coming from a place where she doesn't feel that she is whole and does not need your help to reaffirm her, can she truly consent in that case? So, that would be something to consider.
You said, can you repeat that?
Yeah, so in a situation where she is feeling like she needs other resources for validation, such as yourself or other things, in that case, can she truly consent to you being with other partners, because is she fully aware of all the repercussions that will have on her?
I am not aware of how she feels with that in that regard. But
you haven't talked about it?
I mean, we open and honest, but a lot of the things that I say, look, I said At the end of the day, it's your decision. If you want to be with another guy, and I've communicated this to her, if I say you'll make a great wife, whether it's for me or another guy, if you don't want to wait on me, you don't have to wait on me. All of these things have been communicated.
So I hear what you're saying, because you're talking a lot about consent, but however, there's consent and then there's informed consent.
Wait,
so
what do you? I don't know where the consent comes
That's what
in.
I'm trying to figure out.
What does that have to do?
I try to avoid conversations about consent.
Well, yeah,
massively
but like,
overrated.
Yeah, well, okay.
I think she's just trying to say maybe your main chick was only saying that just because she's scared to lose you.
Wait, but okay,
you let her know, agreeing
right?
to the
so
terms.
I don't see how consent comes in. He was upfront with her. He's not like he's not going behind her
Yeah,
back
yeah,
and cheating.
I understand that.
Consent meaning like she knows what's going on. She's willingly doing it.
Because
you told her though, right? You told her
like
what's
she
up.
knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So what's the consent?
So one thing that kind of happens in the ethical non-monogamy community, and maybe this doesn't apply to you, but there's kind of like the don't ask, don't tell. So maybe you know that your partner's out there doing other things, but you would rather not know the details. And in that case, it's sort of a gray area, because it's like, it's happening, but what is the reason that you don't want to know how many other partners they have? Even considerations about safe sex and protection and things like that. Those are irrelevant things, right? So if you don't have those things laid out on the table, you consent sort of on the superficial level, but there's not deeper informed consent with all the information in front of you. So that's kind of the only thing I bring up.
The ethical non-monogamous community.
And that's you're in that community.
That's your...
The ethical, I just found this out. I was unaware of this.
I hope it's ethical.
Are you ethical?
Yeah. Do you mean like, okay, say for example,
I'm talking about recycling.
We take STI tests. Like, if I've been with somebody else or whatever, I'll take an STI test to make sure, what I'm saying, I'm clean, she's good. Like, is that what you mean?
So that's part of it. So the STI part is sort of the physical health part of it. There's also sort of the emotional repercussion part of it. And so that's a little bit of a gray area, because you can make the argument, well, we've sort of talked a little bit about, babe, how would you feel if I slept with another person or I had 4 other side chicks? So it's a little bit of a gray area as far as how much you've talked about it and how much of that is enough, or like what is considered informed. But sort of the opposite extreme of that is the don't ask, don't tell, where it's like, I sort of know this happening, but I don't want to know anything about it. And in that case, what I would ask is, are we really kind of considering your own emotional health in being able to say yes to the situation?
Hold on. Are you suggesting that there's an assault occurring because there's not? You're suggesting that there's
no
not
assault. Is that what you said?
Huh? Yeah.
No.
But he's already stated that he's told her, and he's on a podcast in front of thousands of people watching. I assume they've had a conversation that, he's pretty open about it here on the podcast. I assume they've had a conversation that it's open on his end.
We have an understanding. You guys are trying to get an understanding that you don't have, but we have that understanding because we've had these conversations. So it's not like I'm in an official relationship. These are women that I'm dating. So I date multiple women. I'm not in a committed relationship to anybody.
So she knows that you're dating other people.
Yes,
who gives a shit?
Exactly. So I'm dating other. I'm dating other women, and what I'm saying is I take the most interest in her because I've been dating her the longest, and we've developed the strongest relationship out of all the women that I've been dating. So does that clarify a lot more?
She's your fave.
She's my favorite. Yes.
No, I hear you, and like I said, I don't think anything you're doing is considered like crossing a boundary, because clearly you've shared what you're doing with her. All I'm trying to express is that there are sort of gradations in how you can do it, and kind of the more you share and the more you guys can kind of work through the repercussions of what you're doing, the healthier relationship that can lead to, even if in the future you decide to close the relationship and become monogamous. So from what I've seen, right? So there's different gradations of how you can do it. As long as you two are both consenting, I don't see anything wrong.
Oh yeah, I'm transparent about everything. I try to be transparent about everything so that nobody's left to wonder, nobody's left to make assumptions in negative, to where they feel overwhelmed with anxiety or they feel depressed, or I don't want to break anyone's heart. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I'm open, transparent, honest about what I'm doing, what my intentions are. And at the end of the day, I just take it one day at a time, though.
And that's
I really hope you pursue her.
I
hope it works out.
So, but who here? It seems like a lot of the girls here object to the fact that he's he's open with his partners about this, but you object to the fact that he's seeing multiple women.
That's what it is.
I wouldn't say I object. I just
Y'all had
don't
pretty
like
knee-jerk
I don't like
reactions
the
to it.
dynamic because
Well,
on one end, on one end he's saying like, I'm free to do whatever I want with these women, and that's how it's gonna be. But if you were to do it, it's just a no-go for me.
But doesn't that come down to me understanding the differences between men and women? I do it because I can do it. As I said, if she does it, I've lost her.
Is
I
it
know that I
just
lost her.
because you can do something, does that make it right?
It's not about right or wrong.
It's not about right or
I
wrong.
can
It's
stab
about-
you. It doesn't mean I should do it.
It's not.
But I don't think you would necessarily
It's not
lose
about right or
her.
wrong.
I think it would be like her saying, "Oh, you got all these other people on one side. I'm just doing it because you doing it."
But do you know her though?
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying I know her.
You don't know her. You don't know her. I know her. So I'm telling you, if she were to do it, based on how I know her behavioral tendencies, her attitude, the way that she thinks, how selective she is, how secretive she is with her body, if she were to do it, that means she really liked the guy. That means she liked that guy more than me.
go.
I lost her. So that's what I'm saying.
So I have a question for you.
$99. Q, what is your ratio of women?
What is my ratio of women? How many women approach me versus how many women I actually accept? Oh, my ratio is similar to Raspy's. I get approached by a lot of women, and I turn down a lot of sex. Honestly,
Yeah, I feel you.
I turn down a lot of sex. My DM is full of thousands of women, and a lot of the times I just ignore it.
Thousands?
Yeah.
Stop flogging the women.
I have a question about
Thousands.
your question. So another way to look at it, couldn't you also say that she has the freedom to leave if he isn't giving her what she wants, and she could look for a guy who is more willing to be monogamous to her?
Yeah, she could.
Yeah.
She just
She
didn't
could- she could
choose
leave.
to.
But I was just-
she made her decision. She
Do
just
you
didn't
guys
choose
live
to leave.
together?
Do we live together?
Yeah.
Not anymore. We did.
Okay, so
We
right
did.
now,
We did
okay.
at one point, and when we did, I didn't even see other women.
Well, the
Okay.
thing is for me,
Even
it's
though
just
even though we weren't committed in a relationship, I still didn't see other women out of respect for the fact that we lived together.
Go ahead, Kelly.
I'm just saying that like, I don't see the problem with you, seeing other women just because of the fact that you are transparent with her, which is automatically it's in her hands. So if she chooses not to go see other people knowingly that you are dating other people, that's her choice to do. And it's like you said, like men and women are different. We have a man who's going to spend all of his time with the woman that he cares about the most. He's going to spend the most money because he works to make his money. So why would he go waste it on some girls that he doesn't see any potential in? So as long as you're not saying this is my girlfriend and there's no title on it, there's nothing. I don't see anything wrong with that.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Well, she could be his girlfriend even, but as long as she understands.
She's just his
Well,
mate.
situation.
they're dating. It's a part of dating, but they haven't. It's not like you ever said, "Will you be my girlfriend?"
Right.
Because once that question comes out, then that's a completely different story. Then you dating other women is cheating on her.
There you go.
Well, she could still be your girlfriend though, but you still have this understanding.
Right.
Even there's the title.
if she was my girlfriend though, yeah, I cut off
Yeah.
everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd cut off women instantly.